Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Santi. If you're already here, kindly smash the like button. If you're new, kindly subscribe to the channel and support your boy as I push my way to 10,000 subscribers. Today with me, I'm having one and only Dr. Kelechi, popularly known as KelechiAFC, even though he doesn't need an introduction as is known worldwide. Popularly known as the unofficial Nigerian ambassador to the UK and, face of Nigerian Arsenal fans is here with me today in the studio. How are you doing, my boss?
Good day, Samaga. Your voice loyal. We are just local people, just trying to make impact. That's all. But I'm happy to be on your channel. Who am I? This channel that has grown. We knew when the
Ah,
channel was born, and it's been growing, and we are very proud and happy. So when I was called upon to come here, I'm like, who am I to tell my boss no? My leader, sir. Your voice loyal.
Thank you so much for coming. Like, it's really, really an honor. From watching you on AFTV, always been on your Instagram after every game, especially when we're in the trenches back in 17, 18, 19, 20. Whenever I needed that positivity, I was always coming to your page after every single game. So yeah, to finally be able to, dialogue with you about our lovely club is really, really a pleasure.
Thank
So
you so much.
there's a ritual I do for people that come to the channel for the first time. So just like a minute, just tell us how you became an Arsenal fan.
Oh, well, how did I become an Arsenal fan? Interested. I think it was I loved Dennis Beckham. After the World Cup, he came to Arsenal, and
All
after
right.
that, Stella World Cup in '94. After yeah, and I keep telling people that there's a difference between a fan and a supporter. You understand?
Yeah.
You can be a fan of somebody and not really support the person, but you can be a supporter and also a fan. And be the fan, if you get what I mean. So I became a
Mhm.
fan. And then when obviously kept watching it, and obviously at the time, cable network wasn't that big in Nigeria, so we could just
Yeah,
watch whatever
exactly.
we saw from England at the time. So Arsenal. But when Kanu then moved to Arsenal, that cemented it for me. Like your own brother is playing for Arsenal, that kind of thing. Kanu
Yeah.
obviously was born in the same town as me, Owerri, Nigeria. Grew up in Owerri as well, so I
Oh,
had that.
really?
He played for Heartland, my local team as well. So that connection with Kanu, and that was it. And kept going from strength to strength from there. Moved to the UK, started going for the games, and I don't think I missed a game in like 7 straight years or something like that. So I just
Wow.
kept going home and hey, like, like it became
Wow, wow.
a weekend ritual. Like I look forward to going for Arsenal, get home or away. I will be there.
I
Train
mean,
or now anything, train strike will be there. Anything you want to do, we are there. Sometimes you come
that's
back
literally
by
every
3
that
a.m., but you have to go to work at
mhm.
8 o'clock. When I was in my PhD in Leeds, I'll come for games at Emirates Stadium, and Robbie will interview me first because he knows I need to catch the last train to Leeds.
Yeah,
And that is
I
really
remember when you were living in Leeds. I vividly remember very well. You used to give us updates about Eddie Nketiah when he was on loan at Leeds.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, after every interview,
yeah.
you always talking about him, and
Yeah, that's like
it's been
that's like
you know
when I tell
now.
people that you need to be grounded in football and like
Mhm.
watch everything. If I don't know a player and I don't watch a player, I don't really comment. I'll give you an instance. At the moment, I'm in Marrakesh with the Super Eagles, and there's a young player there, Dele Bashir. I know he was a Man City player. He now plays in Turkey. And then when they were asking him,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not going
think
to
he
lie
played
that
in
I've been
one under 17 tournament.
yeah, yeah. So like, I'm not gonna lie, like I follow the guy. I've been watching the Turkish league like that. But what I'm hearing is that he's good. So I'm not gonna go on YouTube and watch calculation and say, "Oh my God, it's the best thing since sliced bread." No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna say
Mhm.
because I was like, the second game we're gonna play, I'm keen on seeing him more closely. So that's what I was saying. Like, you just brought up the indicator in Leeds. Ben White was there. I was watching this boy. So when they signed Ben White for Villa, people were complaining. I'm like, do you know who this boy is? Do you know who Ben White is? I was happy when we signed Ben White because I was
Wow.
watching him week in, week out. You understand? And similar to other players that we have signed. And once I mean, I'm a fan of football. I don't do my team is not playing, so I'm not watching this weekend. This and no, no, no. I watch. I imbibe the game so that it can help me grow, make better analysis and commentary. So yeah, sorry, I bent off a little bit. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We're still coming to how fans react to new signings, like you cited Ben White just now. But before then, let's talk about our run in the Premier League so far this season, and with how many games remaining left to go. I think about 10 games left to go. What do you think our chances are in the Premier League, considering the fact that if you look at the number of games remaining between us, Liverpool, and Man City, we probably have the most difficult, you know, fixtures remaining out of the three. What do you think our chances are?
Chances are as good as every other person. It is football. You might look at it on paper, we have a harder running, then so be it. For you to win
Mhm.
the title, you have to beat these teams. The other people that have a lesser running beat those teams or whatever. They've already played them, so it's our turn. It is what it is. We should be prepared for it and go for it. We have learned from last season. I personally believe that we have won the league last season with William Saliba there. That injury
Yes,
and then the injury to
100%.
Tomiyasu cost us. People are saying, oh, they choke. No, the injury cost us. We have learned from that. And yes, we have a harder running, but for you to be a champion, you have to beat the hard teams. So I'm all for it. From here, once I come out from Marrakesh, I head to Manchester, ready for the game. No time.
But
We'll give our best.
do you think we can go all the way
Of
and win
course,
it with
we
our remaining games?
have equal chances with the other teams. We do. I'm just praying that our players all come back from international duty fresh or without injury. You mean Man City, for instance, the England captain or standing captain picked up an injury, Walker. He might not
Mhm.
play. So and this is the business till end of the season. These boys have played 38 games, 39, 40 games. Injuries will happen, and they will play significant role in who win the title. So he did against he came against us last season when Taliban and Tomiyasu went down. So I expect us to challenge, to keep challenging, to be in it, and potentially
Right.
yes, to win it. But
Well,
we are taking it one game at a time. Nobody's saying that we're going to win the league. We have the same opportunity as Liverpool and Man City, and we keep going.
right.
I've watched Luton. I must say Luton. Luton almost beat Liverpool. I've watched Brentford almost beat Man City, not for the slip or draw them. So they might look
Mhm.
like they have lesser running, but some of those teams too are trying to fight for survival. Point deduction is
Right.
having an impact down and on Nottingham, Everton, and the rest of them. Everybody's pushing. So who knows? And that's it. That thing goes to us as well
Yeah, I
because we
mean,
played
at
Luton,
this stage
for
last
instance.
season,
So
go on, go on.
no, so I said the same point I'm making goes to us, applies to us. We are playing Luton in 1 or 2 weeks.
Okay.
We're playing Bournemouth. So these teams too can take off points. Those are the lesser features people are looking at on the sheet or be on paper, but they can also be banana peels.
Mhm.
So who knows?
There's one other thing people are, banging on about when it comes to this Arsenal team. You know, this stage of last season, I think this was when the whole title chase started crumbling down on us. People are saying Man City, on the other hand, that they've been doing this for years, like close to 10 years now. Every single season, they are always in the title race. Liverpool, on the other hand, the same thing. They have experience when it comes to, being in the title race consistently. They've dealt with the pressure on the highest stage, Champions League, the Premier League. They've done it year in, year out. This Arsenal team, on the other hand, I think the first real test for us, like when it comes to pressure, was our title race with Man City last season. And we saw what happened. Do you think anything has really changed when it comes to, mentality? I feel like that mental block is probably still there when it comes to this stage, like getting over the line. Do you think anything has really changed in this Arsenal team when it comes to, dealing with pressure as big as that?
Yes, of course. The Porto game proved that we can, deal with pressure. And I insist that pressure or mentality wasn't why we lost the league last season. It's the injuries that made us lose the league. Look at Man City now. Earlier in the season, they didn't have the Bruyne. They were
Mm-hmm.
wobbly a bit. He has come back. Look at the changes. He has given like 11 assists straight. That's what a key player does to your team. So imagine us losing a key player in Saliba, and at that time he was in form.
Yeah, I
But all due
mean,
respect to the legend,
Rob Holding.
Rob Holding, but it's not the same. This
Exactly.
is
I
the
mean,
reason. This is the trust me. This is the main reason. I was at the game at Liverpool. I was at the game at West Ham when we dropped those two goals after leading 2-0. And you could see it. And you need those boys. So, for instance, if you're now going to the mentality of pressure side that can deal with it, and I believe that Saliba can deal with it. You look at the game against Southampton, that game, I don't want to remember because I was still outside trying to come
nah,
in. By the time I dropped my bag, we're 2-0 down. I'm like, is this a dream? I'll be a
nah,
nightmare. You understand?
that was
So
the
these are the things. And if you look at those
Anfield, but
mistakes or whatever,
getting, I feel like getting a draw at Anfield was a fair result for me. But that Southampton game for me was where we started losing the whole thing.
no,
Like,
because I've been at so many Anfield games that we have received 4-0, 5-0, that one
exactly.
actually hurts me. We're leading, and trust me, everything I said that would happen in that game happened. I was sitting with Robbie and some other person. I was telling them, and it happened. I'm like, well, you can read the game. I'm like, it was clear to me because I was pleading for him to take off Zichenko because the pressure was getting too much. We immediately Bobby Firmino came on. I told them he was going to score. It was a given. You
I
could
mean,
see it
he
coming.
always do that. He
You
always
understand?
do that against us.
Then number three was I didn't agree with Trossard's substitution in that game to bring him on as a striker. So he's coming to play against Konate and Van Dijk. How is he going to win the ball? How is he going to trap the ball,
I
hold up
mean,
to
the
play to relieve
physicality,
pressure?
yeah.
These are the things I look at. And when people say, oh, I say, no, there are games that Trossard can play. Ball on the ground, this is fine. But you see games like where you have got zoom at them. He's not going to believe them. And especially when you're on the cosh. He's not, for me, it's not him that you bring on. Again, we could have won the game if Martinelli's pass entered well for Saka in the last minute. So it was a draw, it was a seesaw, but it's not a bad result, like you said, at Anfield. But the
I
West
mean,
Ham one, 10 minutes 2-0 already. Me, I was thinking that it would be a goal feast. We did not win. So that's how it happened. We congratulated Man City. But this season, I believe that we are better prepared. Yes, we are top of the league, but we are not like top that we are giving 5 points and they are chasing us and maybe there's pressure and stuff like that. We know that it will be changing hands maybe every weekend.
mm-hmm.
Liverpool will be praying that what happened between how we gained last weekend or 2 weekends ago, we profit them when we play Man City. That maybe the two teams to draw or something. So that's how Premier League is. And with Liverpool actually playing before us and Man City, they will be under pressure. We were under pressure against
Because
Brentford. We played with pressure. You could see it because we wanted to win our own first and then watch tomorrow. So it's the same thing. So it will change hands. I believe that they have learned from last season, and that is why the management and the manager they have shopped well. Look at QL now playing at left back, reassuring us in defense. So I'm going into the Man City game not even scared at all. I'm going into that game not
talking
scared.
talking about taking it one game at a time. I mean, it's Man City next. I think Liverpool are playing Brighton, if I'm not mistaken. But
Yes, yes.
so that's by the way.
And that's their
So,
bogey team.
yeah, exactly. So is Man City next for us? I can't remember the last time we won away at Etihad. I genuinely cannot remember. Now, what would you think will be a good result for us? Do you see us going into that game? I'm coming out of that game with 3 points, or would you be willing to settle for 1 point? Or what do you expect to see in that game?
I'm going for 3 points. There's no need to having a mentality of going for a draw. You just lose the game. I never go for an Arsenal game expecting to draw or even lose. I always go with my positive mentality. I'm going for 3 points because that will affect my mood in supporting the players. You
Right.
understand? So you go for the 3 points. Whatever happens, that's what happened on the day. That's what we gave on the day. That's what we got on the day. You go with the positive mindset that you're going to get 3 points. And we have last season when we played the FA Cup, then
Now,
I believe we played really well. We're unlucky. Ake scored from the corner. They had their boys on the pitch. We've actually rotated
yeah,
briefly,
that was the
but
FA
we
Cup.
we, we gave them we played better than them, and we had Saliba at the back that day. No, we
Yes,
had
yes,
Rob
yes.
Holding and Saliba. I can't remember Shaba. I know that Rob Holding was hooked off at halftime. As I said, I'm sure we have learned from last season, especially the way they were scoring and the way they were playing. I believe that we are better equipped this season to deal with it. We have Declan Rice. You can play Declan Rice and Jorginho in midfield. You can play Partey. Partey has gotten, by that time, you get 2 weeks of training and fitness back. Who knows? They can make a difference.
Talking about party, that's a very controversial topic around among the fan base right now. Like after our discussion last time, it's one topic I really, really try to avoid, especially on Twitter. Like it's really, really toxic. You have a sect of the fan base that are extremely attracted to party, especially people from his country, and you have another sect of the fan base that are extremely attracted to Declan Rice on the other hand. Then we have Giorgio right there, who has been amazing this season for me. And going forward, I don't really see us keeping all three players. Obviously, Declan Rice will still be here. So for me, I think it's between Jorginho and Partey. Would you think? Would you give Partey a contract extension?
Of course, yes, 100%.
So Jorginho has to go.
No, the three of them are staying at the moment. So why can't they stay?
I mean, if currently we're being linked with another midfielder in the likes of Zubimendi or no Zubimendi is like very like 100% certain that we will be signing another midfielder
No,
in
it's
the
not
summer.
100% certain. It's not. Nothing is certain
Yeah,
until
I
they come
get
out
you,
and say
but
that they are
I mean there
signing.
are solid links.
Remember that we are on the course of our FFP or whatever.
Yeah,
So we are actually being very cautious in the market.
right.
Nobody wants 3 point deduction. That is why your goalkeeper is on loan. He will have a straight signing. He's on loan because if we sign him, we'll tip over. So they are going to make sure that they are within the. I don't know which of the wings or positions is their number one position. They've not come out to say we've heard so many reports. So it's a striker, is a this, is a that. But until they get their books right, they're not just going to spend money. I don't see them spending money on 3-4 players. No, I don't see
Yeah,
it
me
at the
too.
moment.
I've been saying this to people that you
I
know
don't see it.
the project was at a stage whereby we needed quantity, like we needed a
Mm.
lot of bodies. So we had a window whereby we signed like 5, 6 players. Now, I think I've been saying this since last season. It will get to a stage whereby we probably won't be needing more than a player or two in a
Yeah,
window.
no,
Like,
it doesn't mean we can get in those bodies. Don't get me wrong, three, but they won't be straight signings. That's what I mean. They can be on loan like Raya's deal. But back to your
right, right,
question, Partey
hmm
has been unlucky with injuries now,
right.
and what it hurts me is that it's just like I'm sorry to be comparing him to a serviceman serving your country and gets injured while serving your country. It's like you're blaming
hmm
him for getting injured. He was serving your club. He did not injure himself. He did not create his body. He was in Madrid, played games, no injury. Came to the club, injury. There was a game that I was it against Tottenham that he got injured, and then he was put back on to play, and he just walked off or something like that. Injury, maybe
Yeah, I
aggravated
think
it. You
that
understand?
was the one where Mikel pushed him.
Which team? You understand? Probably aggravated it from there. We don't know. But what I'm just trying to say is he got injured 7 years. He not get injured party, you know. These are two different things. So that's where the empathy should come. And there's
Um,
this attitude fans have of, oh, we have another player discard. Discard.
yeah,
Don't
I
forget
call
when
it.
you're trying to, and that's what it hurts me when they do it, especially to people like, for instance, a Mustafi. I'm not saying
Right.
Mustafi was the greatest player. No. But there's a
Okay.
time actually Mustafi played like 22 games. He didn't lose with us.
Mm-hmm.
That time
Yeah,
he
I
lost it.
remember that run.
I think one of these journalists in the UK, one of these popular ones, there's something that he wrote about Mustafi when Mustafi was leaving. I had to even tweet at him like, "What did you gain from this?" You already know
Um,
he's under the cosh. He's been bullied. He's been dragged. So-called respected journalist. That's why I don't deal with all these emotional
I
journalists in the
mean,
UK. I
British
just see
media
them and
have,
walk past.
have
No,
come to
there,
understand.
no, there's some of them. You say all the best, Mustafi. We moved. That's it. It doesn't take
Yeah,
anything.
I
Oh, it
mean,
was such a rubbish signing. He was this. If God forbid Mustafi, something happens to him, commits suicide or something, the same people come and say, this.
yeah, yeah.
Just say, tone
You
it
know, when
down.
people, the same thing was happening to Odin last season when people was having a go as Odin. Like,
And
my
this is the
my
thing that
take
the
was
people
like,
don't understand that you need leaders in the team. They must not necessarily be playing,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
but they're leaders. For instance, he showed leadership in Leeds when one of our players was racially abused. Was it Pepe? I can't remember. And we're in the stadium that day. He stopped the game. He went to call the referee. He was one of the captains. He said, I heard it. These are the leaders you need in the team. Everybody must not play. I mean, the Super Eagles camp, what's his name? Omara doesn't start. But at the moment, he's the most senior player. Bro, I'm in the hotel every day. I come back by 1 a.m. sometimes. He is the one marshalling, leading. He's there. He might not start,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but he's ready to play. That is what you need in every team.
I think
Sometimes you also need
I learned that ahead of AFCON when the list came out and I saw Ahmed
Musa.
Musa. Yes,
Musa is the
and
governor.
I was so critical of his inclusion that this doesn't make sense. This genuinely does not make sense.
It
But
does
as
actually.
the tournament went on, I paid close attention to the whole team and everything. I was watching their behind the scenes videos and I saw his impact genuinely, and I
Of
got
course.
to understand that okay, you actually need some of these figures in the team. And some of the players actually came out to say, I think Osimhen granted an interview to say, this guy has won this tournament before. And
Wow.
he's one of those people that, keep reminding them of what it feels like to win it, keep planting that in their head. So they also want to go for it. And
Of
people
course.
just don't understand. When people were going at Odin last season, look, this is Odin. You know what he can play as. And one thing for me, like I have this take last season that the squad we built last season wasn't built to challenge for the title. That's my belief. I don't think we planned or at the end of at the beginning of every season, I believe every club set out their objective, what they want to achieve, like minimum goal for the season, right? And they work towards it. And the work includes the kind of players you sign in the transfer window, your transfer strategies, and everything. So the way we built that squad last season, I kept telling people this squad was not built to compete for the title. Even Zinchenko came in, said it that the whole conversation in the dressing room when he joined the club was centered around top four. That he was one of those people that said, "Why is nobody talking about competing for the title?" Now,
Exactly.
when he got to that crucial point, we had to look to players like Odin who are not built for competing for the title. We are being real with ourselves. We had to look at a
No,
Fabio Vieira to
you can't
decide
say
for
that.
Odegaard.
These are the issues that I have. You cannot say that because a
Okay.
player is ready to play. Whether title or no title, he is mentally ready to play to help the team win something. I'll give you an instance. Remember 2014 FA Cup Final 15? Metasaka did not play.
Against
Will you
Chelsea,
say Metasaka was built to play at that final? He only played one game, and that was the final. He
It
was
was actually a partnership of Mataseka and Odin
and
against their
holding, yes.
midfielder.
I'm
Yeah, I
not referring
remember.
to Metasaka. He only played one game, that's it, and that was the final. I was the man of the
Mhm.
match, or the player of the match. So when I say he's not built to play in a cup final because he
You
has
know,
not played all season, you are
what
ready.
I meant what I meant by that statement wasn't I didn't literally mean holding it. I mean how the entire squad was built. The squad depth. Saliba was injured. There was no Odin came in, right? The other option was Tomiyasu. If anything had happened to Holding last season, we'll have to look over to the academy. Unlike this season, we've had a lot of injuries this season as well, and I don't think we've actually missed anybody. In fact, Partey, who is one of the most important players in this team, has been injured 80% of the season. And we probably miss him in some aspects, but we don't miss him as much as we would have if he was if he was injured for that long last season. That's what I'm trying to talk about when I'm saying the squad last season wasn't really built, to challenge on all fronts.
You know why I picked up? He said, Holy wasn't built.
Yeah, I mean, I worded it
That's why
wrongly.
I said,
I get
no, you can't say that.
I wasn't trying to pin it on the Holding. I was actually people were calling me crazy because I go on Twitter Spaces a lot. I used to host a lot of Twitter Spaces. So when I was defending Holding, people were like, "Are you crazy?" And I keep telling,
Everybody, these people just believe that these players are robots or they should be perfect. They should be no. I defend
"Nah,
Nketiah a lot.
people don't care. People
I
don't
don't.
care."
That is why I don't care about their opinion.
Mhm,
Do you
mhm.
understand? The
And
only
and
people's
I'm
opinion I
coming to
take.
that.
Mm.
I'm coming to that. And the major reason why I want to have that conversation is the signing of Havertz. Oh my days.
No,
The
let's start even from the
meltdown.
signing of Ramsdale self. I was one of the people that posted. So welcome Ramsdale. I welcomed him. So ignore what they are saying. I remember one day we were on DR Sports and somebody was going on one of these fans. That's why I just stay on my own. Because I the quick verse.
Mhm.
I don't like player abuse at all. Anything abuse self in the world, I don't like. Just respect people. You might disagree with them. That's fantastic. But don't go abusing because someone like me, I will change it for you. I'm calm, nice, I dey smile, positive. But don't come to me with, I'll tell you that we are Nigeria because all of us in Nigeria, we are mad. Just that we are not roaming.
Mhm.
We are mad. Ramsdale, we're on DR Sports, I think one of the games, international games. And then someone was just there giving Pickford, geez, like saying his B word, this one, that one. I'm like, you can't say that. Don't do that. I'm pushing back. He's not my goalkeeper. I don't have anything to do with Pickford. But I couldn't stand there and watch that. And then one of them then said, "Oh, but you all were giving Ramsdale stick." I said, "Please don't class me as you all. Treat me with respect." On the stream, they had dug up the post. And I showed it to the camera, showed the person. They couldn't talk. After the stream, they left. I said, "No, don't class me. I support my
Unreal.
players." One of the players, let me not name the player, the mom saw me at our last match before international break, hugged me. Thank you for always supporting the players. Took pictures with me, said some positive words, and left. The mom and the sister of a current player in the squad.
Nah.
These are the things that people do not understand that abuse affects the parents, the siblings, everything about the player. You can criticize. They're in a public job, they are like public officials. Respectfully, criticize. But once it steps out of bounds, that is where me I'm triggered.
Now, see, one thing I always tell people is I don't even stop people from criticizing, right? If you want to criticize, be fair. Don't let your emotion come into it. These old things started with, oh, Zinchenko cannot defend this and that. And I keep telling people, what Zinchenko brings into the team going forward, no other left back at the club can do it.
Do it,
And
yeah.
this is the system the coach has chose to play.
Play.
Blame the system, not the player. Leave him alone. He's never been a defender.
It's like
Zinchenko has
it's
always
like
been a
100%.
midfielder, and that's why he's even been played in that position. So leave him alone. And that's by the way, the major one is Kai Havertz. So Havertz came to the club, and I was just optimistic, like, well, you know what? Is he was really poor at Chelsea, but let's give him a chance. And a lot of Arsenal fans were all over the place. Oh, 65 million is never going to, justify that money. It's not, a lot of horrible things. All due respect to AFTV, there was this guy that was always on AFTV, at the beginning of the season, always crying about Havertz, sell him to Saudi, this and that. And that made me start defending him like, you guys should slow down. We lost a game. And in this particular game that we lost, there were probably like 10 things that was wrong in this game, and Kai Havertz was not one of them. So every single time, whenever anything goes wrong, they come back
Scapegoat.
to
He
clap
becomes a
down on it.
scapegoat. Mm.
Exactly. They come back to clap down. The same thing happened with Iwobi at last AFCON. I hardly talk about him. I mean, he left Arsenal. I One of my favorite players, right? But since he left, I hardly even talk about him. Then the AFCON came. Then I saw people, scapegoating him at every given moment.
Because they don't know
Everybody,
football.
everybody just wanted to crack that dead jokes of, oh, is he even related to Okocha, this and that?
They don't know football. That's why,
And
if you notice, I only posted once about that. He's my boy. He's my boy for camp now. In fact, immediately I came to camp that day. He didn't know I was coming. I saw him with Remy. I don't know if you saw the video. I just
yeah,
stood
yeah, I
there.
saw
They
the
say,
video. I saw
"Hello,
the
bro."
video.
I got the money for him. He's my brother. He said,
you know,
I want that boy from when he was in academy. You
I
understand?
had
So we
to,
come
I had
along.
to,
The boy is a boy. I don't even drag again because I know that many people don't actually know the game. So I'll be wasting my
you,
time.
you, you know,
They
you
are
know,
paying
you
him
know,
as a DM. That is you. Do you understand that he's not a
common
DM?
sense.
The common sense, my brother. The guy
Ah,
is doing a job for that. It will be somebody that will never say no to anything.
if
If
you
you
dig
play
up
him,
my
he will
tweet,
say, "Coach, I will do
wait,
it for
wait.
the team."
If you dig up my tweet, go to my profile, search Iwobi and search Kante. I was literally explaining to people that this guy who has played majority of his career on the wing or as a or as a
Yeah.
central attacking midfielder was being played in a
Play
Kante role.
Okocha there. The company you should be playing Okocha
I
in
didn't
that
even use
position as
Okocha.
if
I
he
use
was like,
Ozil. I use Ozil. Like bring prime Ozil. Bring him in that
he
role.
was here and
When
play him
Emery
there.
when
Eh,
Emery came to Arsenal and started playing this a similar system, three at the back, two midfielders,
mm.
Ozil was frozen out of the team
Yeah, he's
because he
another
was
person.
struggling to cope. Like it's
Yeah.
common sense. But there's one thing I've come to realize with international football. A lot of people come together to watch it. A lot of people that don't watch football week in, week out,
Mm.
they are, should I call them perennial or biennial football fans who only watch football when it comes to Nigeria. They are competing at AFCON or World Cup. If we meet next AFCON, these people are not watching. So they find it difficult to, understand these things. So back to Arsenal. What would you like to say to, they call themselves they like to tell themselves that they have high standard, and the rest of us that are trying to see things in a different way, we are embracing mediocrity when it comes to the club. What would you like to say to these
I
people?
love it. See, everybody has an opinion.
Hmm.
This is their opinion.
But yeah, I know, but there's one thing that I've been trying to
Yeah,
preach to people, like
mm.
support your players.
Exactly. And that is what I do. I've been preaching it for years.
I mean,
For the amount of time people have known me as a popular Arsenal fan, that is one consistent message. Even the parents of the players, when they see me, they say it. That is one consistent. Even when I see the players myself, it's always positive vibes. If I need to criticize the player, I say, "Oh boy, should have, you understand? There are ways. I will never abuse a player. Me. Am I mad?
during that December run, you know, you could literally see it. The players were not informed.
Yes, of course.
The structure was there, solid. We created a lot of chances. The only game I would say we were outplayed tactically, physically, was the Fulham game, where I feel like, okay, everybody was poor. But aside that game, the structure was there, and people were asking questions like, should we sack the manager? Are you and this thing
I don't
like
even engage. That's the thing.
this
Sometimes when I
thing
see some
really
opinions,
really
I don't engage because I'll end up upsetting myself.
is
And
annoying
Arsenal, they are not
because
even paying me.
now
Nobody's paying me.
I
I
keep
cannot come and kill
asking
myself. So I
I
just
keep,
respect myself because once I engage, I'll be very upset. So there's no point. Because
now
I
I keep
actually
asking.
know the truth. I know what is happening. I know
Mhm.
what I stand for. So I'll not allow anybody to come and upset me. No.
Now
It is your
now
opinion. No, okay, if you say that is the way, no
I
problem,
keep
sir.
asking this question now that are you as fans only meant to support your team when they are
When they are
winning?
winning.
Now
That's it.
when
Glory hunters.
the results start going the other way around, then you turn your back. All of a sudden, this player is not good, that player is not good. So now, December run, a lot of people were asking questions at Arteta House, he cannot do this, he cannot do that. The following month, we are the highest scoring team in Europe top five league. Now it's Arsenal forever.
Mm-hmm. Flip
It
flopping.
doesn't make sense. Kai Havertz, first half of the season, a lot of people, you not coming to Twitter spaces is actually a very good thing. It's not a place to get used to. Like a lot of horrible takes. Now, Kai Havertz was, deemed poor first half of the season, and a lot of people were saying throw him away, this and that. Now he scored, he's had like 6 goal contribution in his last 5 games. And these people are coming out to say, you know what, maybe he's actually good, this and that. Now you want to support him. And maybe in a couple of few weeks time or few months time he's struggling with form again, then you're flip-flopping again. It is so annoying. When you call yourself a fan, for me I feel like it has to be true good run of form, true bad run of form, whatever happens to the club, you have to be there to support the club. But when you're saying this to people, they are telling you, oh, you don't have high standard, you are embracing mediocrity here and there, this
Well,
and
let me
that.
embrace it now. There's no problem.
it's,
Will you
not-
beat me?
it's
Will you
also
come and
so
beat me?
annoying.
Let me embrace it. No problem. We don't have problem. I'll be going. Let me be going my own. You understand? Kai Havertz signing, 65 million. I didn't see it coming. But my own way, once I see a player my manager
In
has
an
signed,
Arsenal shirt.
I'm a fan of, giving the manager power. I'm not a fan
Mhm.
of technical director having the power more than the manager. Because if you sign players for the manager without the
There'll
manager's
be
permission
problem.
and he keeps losing, you still sack the manager. So let
It's
him tell
happening
you the
at
players that
Chelsea.
he wants to sign, and then you sign it for him. You understand? So when he signed, I was okay. Maybe he saw something that I, as a normal football fan, didn't see. He's more experienced. He's got the coaching badge, everything. Fantastic. And then I'm looking at the reason why he signed him. Height, number one. Hold up ball. Defender. People say, oh, we are not considered for set people because you have people to head out the ball. Do you understand? We're under the cosh, like I said to you earlier, with the Liverpool game, we have people to hold up the ball and relieve pressure. That's why we signed him. We watched the Community Shield game. He played really well. He played really well. I'm like, these guys are not seeing this thing. That's why I said football knowledge is different.
Mhm.
Very different. That's okay. Yes, he wasn't informed, he wasn't really delivering, but it wasn't entirely his fault. Again,
Exactly.
I keep telling people at this level, the person did not bribe his way to be a professional player.
Bro.
It's not a confidence issue. So give him confidence.
I
When
wish, I wish you're actually on one of those ways where because people come on this way and start saying, oh, it's not fit to be a professional footballer, this and that. I can do what he's doing. Bro, these
so why are you
guys
not a professional
played
footballer?
damning.
And I'm sure in their careers they are failing.
That's football fans for you, anyways. I mean, there are some sect of the fan base that are extremely positive. Yeah, you dare not say. I mean, there was one time I criticized Avaz, and what I literally said was, "Oh, Avaz was poor today," and that was the first and only time I ever criticized this performance. And this person came to my DM and said, "I promise you, you're never seeing the lights of Emirates again." I'm like, bro, what? If I get a ticket tomorrow, I'm going to the next game. So there are people like that, and there are people that are extremely negative. There's nothing you want to say. They are just waiting for the next game Arsenal will lose, and they are out again. But yeah, that's by the way. Last thing I just want to touch on is the Champions League. How far do you see us going in the Champions League?
I think
Realistically.
we have the same opportunity as everyone. We are going to be playing,
Realistically.
but
We're
realistically,
playing Bayern
see,
next, then
Bayern
Man
next.
City or Real
Yeah,
Madrid will manage to
Bayern have
get
not
back.
been informed this season.
I
A
know.
team like Leverkusen that play similar football to us have been beating them proper. I expect us to win Bayern. I do. And again, Harry Kane now is now touch and go. So even gives it even more impetus. So I expect us to be in Bayern. We meet Man City in the semi-final.
Man City or
It's
Real
a
Madrid.
or Real Madrid. It's a cup game. It's not a league game.
Mhm.
There's a difference. When you play someone in the cup and in the league, there are two differences. So anybody can take it. The winner takes all. It's there. It's up in the air. I watched Madrid play. Who did they play in the round of 16? Those people should have won them.
Leipzig.
They should have won.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
should
yeah.
have won.
Like
They,
Openda
they
was
didn't they didn't have any business losing even drawing that was it draw whatever they played at their banner bar. They didn't have any reason. They should have won that game. They were just missing chances for fun. So there's nothing. I look at Real Madrid, to be honest, I don't see anything special. Man City, yes, they are Man City. I respect Real Madrid, don't get me wrong, please. But
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get
Man
what you're
City, they're a tougher position. So if we beat Bayern and maybe Man City and Real Madrid are playing the next day, I'm going to be praying for Madrid to win. Because I believe
saying.
that we can handle Madrid. I
Yeah.
believe it so much. I'm not scared.
Yeah. Um
It is what it is.
uh
It's a top game.
let's
We have progressed. The project has really progressed. So I'm really happy where we are, step by step. But we are going for the trophies. We are still in two trophies. We are going for them. I think that we have the squad to compete in two of them. It will be like what 4 games in 1 week kind of situation or in 10 days.
It's a lot of
We,
games. It's a lot of games to the end
we
of the
got to do
season.
it. We got to do it. Hopefully, Saka is not too injured because he pulled out from England. We just keep going.
Yeah. Then one other thing I forgot to mention is there's really been questions surrounding the boss himself, Mikel Arteta. Like if he goes trophyless again this season, this will probably be third season in a row without major trophy. Some people are saying he have to go at the end of the season if he fails to win a trophy. I personally, on the other hand, I'm saying this team needs one more thing to complete. We need that clutch striker, like proper nine that can give 25, 30 league goals a season. If he gets that and they probably don't deliver, I personally would never come out to say throw the manager out, sack him, whatever. But if people are saying enough is enough, we have to move on, then I can't really come out to start arguing with people. I'll say, fair enough. What's your take on that?
The manager stays. I've seen enough progress. Like you said earlier, that the project has, in your opinion, moved quicker than you expected. Like we were challenging last season, you were not expecting us to challenge.
Mhm.
The manager is even being sought after by even by Barcelona and the rest of them. So he has something in him, and I see it. He's gonna. I mean, we are not robots. He's gonna push as much as he can, and when he gets to the business of the season, hopefully he gets a trophy. If not, he reinforces next season and goes again. He stays. How many managers in Europe can you go and get now that will at
Exactly my
least
point. It's like if
do
he's going,
something?
who are we getting?
There's no one. There's
And
no one.
there's this
You
fear
bring
of me
Mourinho
like
now. Mourinho will probably come and destroy your club.
nah. There's even this fear with me that this guy came in as a rookie manager and is really really evolved since he joined the club.
Yeah, yeah, no. You
I-
can get
I'm
Mourinho
scared
now.
that
Yeah,
if we're letting him go now, we're probably letting him go when he's about to reach his peak, and then he
exactly.
goes to another
If
club,
you get
and
an
from
experienced
there
manager like Mourinho,
we start
maybe
biting our lips.
he might nick you a trophy or something here and there.
But
But
the
the culture,
afterward will be messy
yeah, the
because
culture
they're not
of the
project
club,
managers, right?
exactly.
Hmm.
You know, so the culture. I mean, Mourinho is one of the best coaches in the world, hugely respected. won so many trophies. He went to Roma that was in the trenches and actually won. Was it how many? I can't remember. He won the
Won the
Conference League.
Conference League and got to another Europa League final.
Do you understand? So there's something in him, but there's no culture. We are people of
Mhm.
culture in the club. We are
Yes.
people of service and stuff. He's the Manuel doesn't have that in him. So he might end up, like how man you fired him because everywhere was in tatters, but he won 3 trophies for them in one season or something. So there are people that if that's the way you guys want to go, that's on you guys. But I'm a person of continuity. Let's build, let's keep building. And then when they get to their peak, those trophies will come in. And I believe that God willing, we'll get something this season.
Well, that's the spirit. That this will bring the stream to an end. Thank you so much for coming. I really, really appreciate it. It's a pleasure having you here. And hopefully, I'll see you at the Bayern game. I'm trying my hardest to get a ticket to that game.
My tickets are scarce, man, but
I mean,
this
it's
way it is.
really, really tough. So yeah, um, this will bring the video to an end. You guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Like the video, share the video if you can, and I'll see you on the next one.